Why are these 6 financial documents essential for couples? The phone rings at 2 in the morning. Everyone in the house is asleep, but a single voice changes life completely. A call comes from the hospital, and suddenly all the talk of love, trust and togetherness comes to a halt in front of paperwork. The partner is standing there, fear in their eyes, but without any documents in hand. Whose name is the bank account in? Who is the insurance nominee? Where are the property papers kept? No one really knows for sure. This is the exact moment when couples realize that a relationship doesn't run on emotions alone. In difficult times, along with love, you also need proof, signatures, certificates, and clear financial documents. The fear is that a lack of documents often causes more pain than a lack of money. And the curiosity is how just 6 documents can strengthen a couple's entire financial safety. In today's times, whether it's marriage planning, or a live-in relationship, it is essential for couples to talk openly about financial planning. Because silence often becomes the very beginning of future conflict. In India, digital banking, insurance, loan and tax systems have become more connected than ever before. But as much as convenience has increased, the importance of documentation has grown just as much. For a couple, financial documents are not just papers kept in a file. They are the written security of that trust, which says that even if something changes tomorrow, the family will not fall apart. The very first important document is a life insurance policy. This document protects the income on which the home, EMIs, children's education and future planning might depend. Many couples think they will get insurance later, as they are still young. But the real job of life insurance begins by looking at responsibilities, not age. If both partners earn, they can have separate policies. If one partner earns and the other manages the home, even then the financial value should not be ignored. The sum assured, premium date, nominee, policy number and claim process should be clearly written in a life insurance policy. Just buying a policy is not enough. Its record must be accessible too. Often the policy is active, but the family has no idea where the document is. In difficult times, this exact small mistake can delay the claim. Nominee details should also be updated from time to time. Marriage, the birth of a child, separation, or a change in family situation can turn old nominations into future confusion. Couples should open their insurance file at least once a year. They should check if the policy is active, the premium is paid, the nominee is correct and contact details are updated. The second important document is the papers and operating instructions related to a joint bank account. A joint account is not just a place to keep money, but it can be the center of a couple's shared financial system. Expenses like house rent, EMIs, groceries, children's fees, insurance premiums and investments can be managed through a joint account. This gives both partners a clear picture of the cash flow. But while opening a joint account, just getting the account number is not enough. It is important to understand what the mode of the account is, either or survivor, jointly or former or survivor. This small banking phrase can make a huge difference in an emergency. Because the operating mode decides who can withdraw money and how the account will run in which situation. Nomination must be checked in a joint account. The RBI describes the nomination facility as a way to make settlements easier in deposit accounts, so the nominee details should not be taken lightly. Couples should understand things like the joint account agreement, passbook, checkbook, debit card rules, net banking access, and UPI limits. Trust doesn't mean blind access, it means clear access. Often in households, one partner manages the money and the other partner just keeps guessing. This arrangement works until an emergency arrives. A financial partnership means that both know the basic information. Which account is for what purpose, how much EMI is deducted, and where the emergency fund is kept. The third document is the marriage certificate. For married couples, this is not just social proof, but it can also become legal and financial proof. A marriage certificate comes in handy in many situations. This document can be important for joint loans, visas, insurance claims, bank updates, spouse benefits, name changes, and legal verification. In India, marriage registration happens through state services. Therefore, couples should get the certificate made according to the official process of their state or city and keep it safe. Many people consider wedding photos, invitation cards, and family witnesses as sufficient proof. But in formal financial systems, a registered certificate often becomes a clearer and more accepted proof. One point is very essential here. For couples who are in a live-in relationship, a marriage certificate does not apply, but they should keep their financial arrangements clearly in written form in a different way. Live-in couples should pay more attention to rent agreements, shared expense records, nominee updates, and asset ownership clarity. because legal identity and financial rights are not automatically assumed. It is wise to keep the marriage certificate in digital form along with the physical file. Government digital platforms like DigiLocker can help access, share, and verify documents. But keeping a digital copy doesn't mean losing the original. The original copies of important certificates should be kept in a safe place and scanned copies in a secure digital folder. The fourth document is a will. This is the document that people often think of as something for old age, whereas its need should be understood as soon as responsibility begins. A will states who will get your property, money, investments, jewelry, business shares, or digital assets after your death, and how. If there is no will, property gets distributed according to succession laws. This can often open the door to disputes, delays, and court battles in the family. Couples should understand that a nominee and a legal heir are not always the same thing. A nominee can make the claim process easier, but clarity of ownership in many assets is better achieved through a will. A clear will can reduce emotional conflict. The beneficiaries, asset details, executor, and special wishes can be written in simple language in it. It is better to take legal advice while making a will, especially when property, a previous marriage, children, business, parents, or complicated assets are involved. Keeping a will completely secret can also become a problem. At least a trusted person or the executor should know where the will is kept. Couples should review their will from time to time. An old will can become incomplete when a new house, a child, a loan, a business, or a major investment comes into the picture. The fifth important document is property documents. If a couple has bought a house, land, flat, or commercial property together, clarity of papers is extremely essential. Property is not just a dream, it is often a family's biggest asset. But if the title, registration, and loan papers are not clear, that very asset can become a source of tension in the future. Documents like the sale deed, agreement to sell, title deed, registration certificate, stamp duty proof, possession letter, and tax receipts should be kept in the property file. If the property is on a home loan, then the loan agreement, sanction letter, repayment schedule, insurance papers, and bank NOC come in very handy in the future. Couples should also check whether the property is under single ownership or joint ownership. Whose name is on it, what is the share, and who holds the loan liability must be clear. Many times both pay the EMI together, but the property is under only one name. This arrangement is not wrong, but without written clarity, it can cause future disputes. If the property is joint, both should read the documents. Just signing and saying later that you didn't know is a dangerous habit in financial planning. The photocopy, scanned copy, and original copy of property documents should be secured separately. It is wise to keep the original in a locker or fire-safe storage. The sixth document is tax returns and financial statements. This sounds boring, but it becomes a very powerful proof in loans, visas, business funding, and financial planning. An income tax return is not just a document for paying tax. It is also a record of your income history, compliance, and financial credibility. According to the income tax portal, statements like AIS and Form 26AS help the taxpayer verify income, TDS, and reported transactions. Couples should keep their ITR acknowledgements, Form 16, AIS, Form 26AS, bank statements, investment proofs, and deduction records in a yearly folder. After ITR filing, e-verification is also necessary. One has to keep the verification timeline in mind after filing the return on the income tax portal, so assuming the work is finished right after filing is not right. If both partners earn, both of their tax files should be organized separately. Joint planning doesn't mean individual compliance should be ignored. While giving loans, banks often look at income proof, bank statements, and ITR records. Therefore, tax documents can ease the path for a couple's future goals. Financial statements show couples their real picture. How much income comes in, how much is spent, how much savings there are, and how much debt exists. If a couple holds a monthly money meeting, then tax records and bank statements don't remain just paperwork. They become decision-making tools. Now the question is how to keep these documents. Just creating a file and putting it in a cupboard is not enough, because in an emergency, speed also matters. Couples should create a master document list. It should contain basic information like policy numbers, bank account details, locker locations, document folders, advisor contacts, and nominee details. This list is very sensitive, so it should not be kept in open phone notes. A password-protected digital vault or a secure physical envelope can be a better option. A trusted emergency contact can also be decided upon. Someone who knows where the documents are when needed, but does not have unnecessary access. Couples should strike a balance between financial transparency and privacy. Sharing every password is not necessary, but planning for emergency access is essential. Today, money conversations in a relationship are considered awkward. But the truth is that couples who do not talk about money are often the most confused during a crisis. Financial documents do not reduce love. On the contrary, they show that you take your partner's future seriously. There is one common thing among these 6 documents. They all make decisions easier during difficult times and ease the emotional pressure a little. Life insurance gives safety to income. A joint account gives clarity to daily expenses. A marriage certificate gives a legal identity. A will gives direction for asset transfer. Property documents give proof of ownership. Tax returns give a picture of financial credibility and compliance. Couples should also understand that documents are not a once-in-a-lifetime task. Updating them, reviewing them, and keeping them in the right place is equally important. Choose a fixed date every year. Sit together on that day and check the insurance, bank accounts, nominees, property papers, will, and tax files. This conversation will not feel romantic, but this is what maturity is. Because love in life is not just about planning for the good days, it is also about preparing for the difficult days. Many families end up troubled despite having money because documents are missing. And many families manage well even with fewer resources because the paperwork is clear. If you are getting married, planning a marriage, or building a future together, make financial documentation a part of the relationship from today. Because tomorrow, when trouble knocks on the door, your partner should not feel alone, confused, and helpless. This is the real value of these documents. Love can start with promises, but security gets strengthened by planning. And a wise couple is one that prepares not just to live together, but to stay secure together.
If this video has taught you something new, or if you feel this information should reach more people, don't forget to like and share the video. Your small share can become valuable and useful information for someone else. If you have any questions related to this topic, or if you would like to share your opinion with us, be sure to write in the comment box. We read every question and suggestion from you, because your feedback inspires us to create better content. And if you want to keep receiving such interesting and reliable information about business, the economy, and the world in the future, then don't forget to subscribe to our channel GRT Business and also press the bell icon so that you get notifications of every new video directly. At GRT Business, we always strive to provide you with accurate, balanced, and reliable information. Our news and analysis are prepared based on information obtained from various news agencies, public sources, and public opinion. We make every effort to verify and validate each fact as much as possible. But in case of any possible error or dispute, the responsibility lies with the respective sources. Our only aim is to present you with a correct and trustworthy perspective so that you can understand any topic better.